Welcome to Karaoke Wine with Jules and Tessa.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Karaoke Wine.
Karaoke Wine. Before we get started, cheers.
We actually have wine today. We actually have water today because we're shooting super early.
We are. And
we also have to go to Shabbat temple.
We do.
Can't be litty titty for the rabbi.
We can't. I mean, we could. No. But we're not.
We're not going to do that. I got to be a good Jewish girl.
100%. And just to take a moment, Jules took her last class last week.
I did.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I started my Judaism journey in 2009, and I've been practicing ever since. But I went to my rabbi this last year. And I was like, Rabbi, I am ready to officially become a Jew.
Yes. So it's happening.
It's happening.
She's no longer Jew-ish.
Yeah. So I'm really excited.
She'll be the real deal.
I'm Jewish already in my mind and my heart and my soul. So
100%.
There it is.
I agree with that. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Lots of good things for Jules coming up. So excited for these next
By the
couple
time
of months.
this airs, maybe I'm getting ready for like a bat mitzvah. Who knows?
Yeah. And then we'll be able to tell everybody your Hebrew name, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah.
So Jules, we're going to have you kick us off. Let us know what this topic is, because this is a you topic.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a me topic per se. I'm not really living in it right now, but
no, But you chose the topic.
I did choose the topic. It's really when boundaries in a relationship, healthy, turn into unhealthy, which leads to toxicity.
Yeah.
And we actually both saw a clip on Instagram.
Exactly.
And it made us go, first of all, the guy that was doing the podcast and like explaining himself, I think he was talking to girls.
Like girls, not like, oh, you're a female. No, like girls, like under the age.
Like they look like 18 to 22 maybe that have not lived a whole life, a whole dating life. And I was like, okay, that's interesting for two parts. I always can see from the other side what they're trying to convey. I also don't think it's fair to have that conversation with girls that do not have the experience or the knowledge to have that discussion or have the ability to voice another opinion.
100%. And basically what this guy was saying is he was making the connection between you being in a relationship with your partner. So as a woman, you need to abide by his standards, and the comparison factor that he used was a vehicle. So basically saying you are a possession in a relationship.
No, that's not what he was saying. I think we should just roll the clip. Okay. So
I was like, wow.
Yes.
You better watch what you're saying.
Let's roll the clip and then we'll discuss.
Women love to say men are insecure when they put boundaries on women. But I argue that when a man puts a boundary on you, he's very secure because he's telling you what he really likes and doesn't like at the cost of possibly losing you. He's actually insecure if he doesn't say anything because he's not secure where the relationship is and he's scared to lose you. You buy a G-Wagon, right? You spend $250,000 on it, right? Dude knocks on your door, the guy that sold you the car. He says, hey, listen, bro, I need you to put a for sale sign on your car and drive around with it for like a month or two, okay? How'd that make you feel?
Bad.
Why?
I'll cry.
Why?
Because I just bought it and I wasn't like driving it for that.
And you worked really hard to get it, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly how men feel about their girls showing their body all over the internet. Women love to.
And we're back.
We're back.
So we obviously reacted a little bit like, the fuck like, did he just compare women to?
I'm like, he should have us on.
100%.
Because we have opinions.
We did. We went straight to the possessive, utilizing a material thing, comparing
like a woman
to a
G-Wagon, and that's what you were starting to talk about, is not the fucking same.
Yeah. It's not using something that you purchase is not an analogy to use against your relationship with another human. Now, we did read the description, so we want to give this clip the benefit of the doubt because of what it says.
And it's, at the same time, it's only, 20-30 seconds of this podcast?
Yes.
So it basically says, people love to call men insecure when they set boundaries, but what if it's the opposite? What if it's actually more insecure for a man to stay silent, afraid to lose the woman he values? This video breaks down how true security in a man comes from speaking up, not staying quiet. Using a powerful G-Wagon analogy, we explain how men view their relationships similarly to something they worked hard for, not in a possessive way, but in a protective one. When a man sets a boundary, it often means he cares deeply, even at the risk of losing you.
I just think it's funny that it says not in a possessive way, but they talk about an analogy with a possession. So, just
yes. So there's a couple of things that I want to unpack here.
Yeah, I'm gonna let her have the mic because this video does some things to me.
I know you were more mad and like you had more of a reaction than I did. I was just like, interesting.
I also think that you had less of a reaction though because of the health of your relationship right now. And I watch something like that and I immediately think of past relationships and what I had assumed was some type of healthy boundary was actually toxic behavior. So like when I watch that, I'm leaning on my own experience and I feel actually I don't know how you feel.
I think it's a slippery slope between being a protective man in a relationship, sliding into the controlling. Yeah. I've had both. Yeah. So I can totally see where like your protective side comes out and you want to make sure I'm safe and I'm protected.
Right.
Even when you're not there. I completely understand that. I also understand that you can have the intention of being, this is me being protecting, and this is me being the provider, and this is me being your man. But there are certain things that I'm like, sounds like you just want to control the situation. You want to control the narrative. You want to control the outcome, but you can't.
I also, on that note, right, you can't control the outcome. Is what somebody is wearing does not define their character, right?
Well, that's just an example.
I know it's an example, but that was actually what they were talking about. Like, that's why you're not going to put a for sale sign on your G-Wagon. Women shouldn't go out in public. Like, essentially, I think he's meaning more towards behavior and dressing inappropriately that disrespects the relationship. And I will give him that and the benefit of the doubt, thinking that's where he was going. However, we've talked about this many times. Whether we're in our gym clothes with no makeup on or we're dressed to the nines for either date night or girls' night, we're attractive humans. There's not a whole lot, right?
I mean, I'm wearing a tank top and some jeans.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I could go outside and like a guy would hit on me.
100%. My point is that it is not about setting a boundary on what you're dressed like. It's about setting a boundary with the intention of the night out. And that is a character flaw in people, not in what you are wearing, because you could go out in your yoga pants and bang the entire gym and be like, hey, Or you could go out wearing, you know, a Laban nip covers and literally not talk or touch anybody. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. It matters what your intention is. Also thinking about your past. Like, has this person exhibited behavior where you're like, you're really going to wear that again after, you know, you lost your underwear last time? First of all, walk away from that relationship. Come on.
I think, because I always dress, not provocatively, I think I dress really sexy
feminine,
but in a very
beautiful,
classy way.
Very
like my
classy.
ass is not out. My boobs are not out.
My boobs are not out. My ass is always out, though. Can't help it.
But I might be showing some leg. You know, like I love backless stuff.
Yes.
I do think that it's how you carry yourself in public.
Yep.
I mean, we also live in Miami, guys. This is like the city of less fabric is more.
Right. And, you know, because of that.
But you're putting a lot of it on the female. Like if you say, baby, I just want to be protective and, you know, those guys out there. And I'm like, yeah, those guys. They're going to be those guys no matter what I wear.
Right.
Period.
Doesn't matter.
It's like your child getting their driver's license and it's like, I know that you're going to drive safe because you have learned all the good behaviors. You know all of the good traits of driving and you're going to implement them until you get comfortable and you start, you know, putting your leg on the door and, you know, eating a burger while you're driving or texting on your phone. But until then, you're safe. We know as parents that all those motherfuckers out on the streets are going to cut you off. They're not going to use their blinker. But that's just how life is. It's not that you're a bad driver. It's just all of them. And I can't do anything about that. And I can just teach you.
Right. And I think too, and then we can move on from this specific boundary because I think there's other things that we want to talk about. When women who do not have an agenda for going out, it's genuinely to go out for a girls' night or genuinely to go out for a concert or whatever it may be. You can ask any woman this. If they do not have an agenda, they're not talking to anybody. They're literally there with their group and they're present with their friends. Like
I didn't talk to anyone when I was single.
I don't talk to anybody and I'm single. But this has been my whole life. Unless I was literally out on the hunt, like I wasn't talking to people. I was enjoying my time with my friends. I was there and like we do this all the time. When we're out, it's all heads accounted for. Like no one's going off with anybody else.
Nope.
No one is coming with us somewhere else. We are all a unit. We're going together or none at all. Like we're not doing that. And
well, we just had a girls' night out and you left.
Yeah, I left it
earlier than everybody else, but it was still like a, you know, a little like.
And I knew that I was going to do that.
She already put it in her head. She was like,
I was like, I'm
not doing this.
Yeah.
But we all left and we went to a restaurant. It like has like a restaurant club lounge. And this guy was literally like this to my girlfriend. And I saw that my girlfriend was very uncomfortable. And me, Mama Bear.
Yes.
I went up to her and I was like, do you know him? And she was like, I don't know him. And I don't know why.
All over her.
I don't know why he's touching me. And I was like, bro, you mind? And then I looked at his friends and I was like, come get your boy.
Yeah.
Then we proceeded to leave. And it was by circumstance all at the same time. Yeah. And we were getting our Ubers and she was walking to her Uber and he was following her. And I saw him and I like put my arm up like this and I was like, go the fuck away. And when I get into that voice, it's and scary. I even said to his friends again, I was like, what are you doing? Like, you see that he's following my friends. Thank God. I mean, that's why we never leave alone. No. We're always together because guys are drunk. They're going to be guys. And I'm not going to stand for it. He yelled some obscenities to me and I was like, that's what you got? Okay.
It was,
have a nice night.
I am actually going to challenge what you just said. Guys will be guys. Absolutely not. This particular individual was...
Not all guys are the same.
No. In any capacity, this individual was exhibiting very predatory behavior.
Yes.
Which happens when you're out of your mind. And per your rant when she got home that night, he was not all there, and his friends kept apologizing because he was so messed up. In that situation,
it's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse. Remove your friend, because had something actually happen, whether he grabbed her trying to get into her car or something along those lines, and he's that messed up, that's jail time. That's assault, brother.
And you will go.
Yeah. Like, you need to get your, like, and also, guys, don't do that in public. Like, women are very aggressive these days. Like, you better believe, like, if we were talking about this earlier, if we both were in protective mode together, I genuinely,
he's going down.
Like, probably like soul crushing and melting into the ground.
To get back to the boundaries, I mean, clearly he did not have any, and we had all of them.
Yes.
But I think when it comes to what this guy was saying in the reel, I think that it's a conversation starter, and this is the difference between a healthy boundary and controlling aspect, is when a guy is saying, hey, babe, these are my thoughts, like, and this is what I would like to happen in this scenario, like, maybe, like, you know, X, Y, and Z. It's a conversation. Well, I don't feel like that, babe, but okay, I can see where you're coming from. How about we do this? That's a conversation. That is two people coming together and making a decision that works for their relationship, and that's healthy. What's not healthy is like, this is my boundary. You either do it or you don't. And if you don't, like, bye. And if you do, great. Of course, the girl, if she loves him or committed or whatever, or has never been in this scenario, she's like, oh, I don't want to lose him. Okay, like, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. It is a big deal, because then it starts there.
And then
it grows into this monster. And then by the time you're at this, like, fourth compromise that he told you, like, this is a boundary and I'm a healthy man. Right. I'm not insecure. I'm like, I don't know.
I think there are certain...
Might be your last one.
Right. There's also, and I keep opening my computer, you guys, because I wanted to do a comparison analysis as we're talking about this, because there is a way to have an effective boundary in all things relationship, any type. So I have, like, time, space, emotional responsibility, communication, physical boundaries, sexual boundaries, social media, family, friends, work life, financial, all the things, right? I wanted to see the difference between a healthy boundary version and then a toxic version.
Oh, I'm interested.
And a lot of what we've been talking about is when it becomes a guilt trip, or you did this, so I did this. So no accountability, manipulation, gaslighting. We already know that is toxic behavior. Something that happened a lot in my previous relationship was the gaslighting. So again, another reason, and sometimes I did feel like a possession, and maybe that's why I had such a visceral reaction to this video, because it was like, I did all of this for you, so you have to do this because I said so. And I'm like, first of all, I don't even listen to myself. So good luck with that. I'm only going to read a couple of these, and I think it's because it really makes sense. So time and space is a big one. That's a really big boundary when you're starting to get serious with somebody, because in the beginning, I feel it's easy to get wrapped up and just be with that person because you want to be. So healthy boundary. I need time alone after work to decompress. Let's chat after dinner. I get this. Like, I do this when I've had a long day. You know me. I don't answer my phone. I might text you and say, I'm just like, I'll call you tomorrow. Like, I need a me moment, right? Now, the controlling toxic behavior is guilt tripping for wanting space. Well, why do you need space? Don't you love me? What's happening? What are you really doing? Maybe insinuating some type of behavior that you've never exhibited before, i.e. cheating, which is, like, for some reason, like, the go-to for that, like, oh, I didn't talk to you for an hour, so she must be out banging 10 guys. Like, no, dude, I was napping. Like, It happens, right? Emotional responsibility. This is a big one, and I touched on it, but I'm responsible for my feelings and you're responsible for yours. 100%. Same with actions, right? When you say things in an argument, whether you mean them or not, if they're hurtful, you have to own that.
You said them.
Yeah, you said it. Yeah. I said what I said. I say it all the time. Now, the opposite of this, right? I'm mad because you made me this way. It's like,
I think every adult knows this. I didn't make you mad. You made yourself mad.
Mm-hmm. Do they, though? Just curious. So there's just, I mean, we can keep going down them. Do you want to keep like reading them? But they're just, I mean, I feel like, you know, conflict resolution, right? Healthy. I won't tolerate name calling during arguments. I feel like that is a very normal thing and healthy boundary to say versus the gaslighting, right? Name calling, emotional blackmail. If you leave, I'll hurt myself, or things along those lines, right? You made me this way, so now I had to do this in return.
I also think you need to be able to identify these, right? I also am scared, not scared, but these like toxic masculine guys are now learning how to manipulate the system and reword stuff to seem like they are so much better than they are. And then eventually the toxic guy comes out. Like you can only hide that bullshit for so long.
So interesting that you said that.
Yeah.
When we were having this conversation, I was like, what? The toxicity, right? And I was like, fuckboy mentality. And it's interesting because I also, because I was like, oh, this could be a good topic for this. I was like, give me an example of like quintessential fuckboy traits. Thank you. You're welcome. And it's the manipulation tactics. So
I am a pro.
Yes.
I'm an expert.
So it is the gaslighting, obviously. So that's not what I said. Future faking, you know, this talks about future plans when there are no such future plans coming. Blame shifting, again, if you weren't acting like this, I wouldn't pull away. So when you think about toxic behavior from males, women do this too, you guys. We're not hating on the guys. Yeah. We never hate on the guys. We love our men.
We're just I love men.
We love men.
Love men.
We love men.
Just love healthy men.
Reading the toxic examples, you know, after looking at healthy responses of boundaries and then toxic, I was like, wait, these are like legitimately fuckboy traits. So when you compare it, it's seriously the same thing. And it's keeping you confused. Like you're always like, I don't get it. I'm confused now. Something happened.
You literally found something that said fuckboy operating manual.
Yeah. Keep you confused. Keep you competing against imaginary other girls or against your own standards. Keep you emotionally invested but sexually available. Okay. Keep giving you just enough to hope for more.
God, that sounds like high school and that sounds horrible.
It's games. Like, it's just crazy to me. And, you know, the amount of men that I have told me, like, you're the one, you're my favorite person. Like, I want to marry you. I can't, like, when you know, like that type of behavior so soon is probably why I like really like at pet names too. But
yeah,
it's like,
I get it.
It's kind of right in that alignment.
And girls, you know, on the flip side, they are controlling too. Like I have had friends that are crazy jealous and they go off the fucking rails. And by the way, when they're with that spouse, I'm like, I don't want to hang out with you guys. Like, you're not fun. I'm done. Like, my going out is quality time with my friends when I'm not working. I want it to be enjoyable. I do not want to be World War III. So,
and yeah, and I think women too, because, you know, we just hounded on the boys real quick. Women, you need to, if you are in a relationship and you are out in those streets with your girlfriends, you need to be married. You need to be acting appropriate. There's
100%.
too many times where It's like girls' weekend, you know, like whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Your actions dictate how that healthy boundary becomes toxic.
Yes.
I just think that sometimes women are like, he's so controlling. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, but you literally went on a girls' trip and lost your phone 17 times. You know, your location shifted from like the hotel to some random ass house.
You didn't answer. You didn't call him back. You didn't. And if you know, and I don't want to say like that guy's insecure.
No.
But if you know that that is a boundary that you guys both decided on together, and you're not, it's like a contract. You're not following the contract, and then he goes crazy because he's in his mind like, oh my God, what if something happened? Oh my gosh, she's cheating. Oh my God. You're creating an environment not only for yourself, but for him to become toxic. You don't want your boyfriend or husband or girlfriend, whoever, if you're gay, bi, I don't care.
No.
If you're dating someone or if you're married to someone and you're giving them ammunition to feel a certain way or making them feel insecure in the relationship or whatever, like shame on you, one.
Yeah.
And you're ruining it for the person that's dating them afterwards.
100%.
Because they're going to now have this like hole in their heart thinking that they're, you know, we'll say you broke up and like the new girlfriend, she's going to have to deal with these issues and hopefully they can do it in a healthy way. But it's creating an environment that nobody wants to live in. Nobody wants to live in it.
There's also another side of this. Boundaries, toxic, controlling, where you might just be really sexually attracted to somebody or really think like this is the person, I really want to make this work, when in reality you're not compatible. So boundaries become toxic because you want to change that person into something you want them to be. So I think for me, when I look back at past relationships or what I'm looking forward into the next relationship is I want there to be enough common ground, but enough difference for us to still have our same lives, right? Like I want us to be able to have those bonding moments. Every man that I've dated seriously up until this point, there was a lot of trying to make me somebody I wasn't in the beginning. It's fun because I'm outgoing, we have energy. I never stopped. It always reached a point where they were trying to pull me in and set this boundary. Well, don't talk to him or don't do that. And I'm like, I was ordering us drinks at the bar. Like, I'm not a jealous person, except for one time in my life. And I think I've mentioned it before. If you're constantly having to discuss a boundary with somebody over and over and over again, and not the same boundary, but literally lay out different boundaries, like every day or every time you're apart, it may not be a good fit for you. You might just be living two different lives. And it's not that either person is not a good person and able to have healthy boundaries in a relationship. It may just not be a good fit for what you're looking for.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
You're trying to make it work, but it just isn't working.
I think women do that a little bit more than men do it because we have this idea of an internal clock, right? My cousin Benny, my clock is ticking.
My biological clock is ticking over here.
The biological clock, right? Yeah. And you don't have to fit that square peg into the round hole. Like if you're not happy and you just feel like it's constantly this conversation over and over again, like, oh, God, what did I do wrong now? Or to them, like, oh, God, they did something wrong again. Why feel that way? You know,
yeah,
like, move on.
I agree. It was funny because remember that night it was you, me, and Viking at that rock bar place?
Yeah.
And there was this girl, like she wasn't a girl, she was a grown-ass woman. Yeah. And me and her are dancing in the background. Viking is like by the stage living his best life. And I clock this woman on the side. And she's like dancing over to him because she saw him pay the band like to play like a couple more songs. Yes. And I was just like, I wasn't worried about him. No. I knew how he was going to react.
Yeah.
I was like, interesting. I'm going to see what she does. She was like, you know, whatever. And he was oblivious.
Oblivious. He immediately was all like, he like danced with her for a little bit, but I was like,
he was dancing with the other woman. He wasn't even dancing with her.
She was just clocking him, right?
I was clocking her, and I like went from head to toe. And as soon as I saw that she had no shoes on, I was like, oh, pera sucia. I'm like, she doesn't even have a fucking chance. And then he comes over and he's like, babe, it's so much fun. Da, da, da. Yeah. And I was like, of course. She comes over to the table. And she's like, I don't know who paid the band to do an extra song. And she was looking at me, and I was like, well, it wasn't me. It was my boyfriend. He's right over there.
like she didn't know.
She knew.
I know she knew.
But I wasn't going to react. You can flirt with my boyfriend. He's fucking hot. You should flirt with him. I know how he's going to react in that situation.
Exactly.
And if the roles were reversed, I would hope that he would react the same way I did. Because when guys come up to me, I'm like,
I'm married.
I tell everyone I'm married, guys.
Yeah.
And they look at my finger and they're like, where's your ring? And I'm like, it's getting resized.
Right. But even when we were single, we're not, we don't talk to
I don't give a fuck.
We don't talk to people. We're direct. Like, there is no like, wait, what did she mean by get the fuck away from me? I can buy my own drink. It speaks for itself. I don't really say
but
that.
I think because going out is the easiest example. I think going out shows more on who you are as a person 100%. And how you respect your partner and how you respect your relationship. I'm saying that because I'm not out shaking my ass, doing all the things when I'm in a relationship, because that looks bad on me, one. And two, that looks bad on him. Like, why would he want to date, me when I'm doing that? It's disrespectful. 100%. It's not the world I live in.
100%. Now, the respect aspect, of course, when you are in a committed relationship, you have to carry yourself slightly different than you would normally, because you have to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings. Like, it's not, Cancun spring break 1999. Like, we're not doing that. I also think that it starts with self-respect, though.
Well, that's what I meant. No, you have to respect yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like, if you are a completely different person when you're out with your friends than who you are in a relationship, should you be in a relationship? Like, no, probably 100%. Not. Like, I'm pretty consistent all around because I'm so, like,
don't talk to me.
Energy all over the place. It's just like one of those things where, regardless of you being with somebody, how do you want to present yourself to the world? Who do you want to be when you go back into the office on Monday after the holiday party over the weekend? Like, I remember I went to a conference for a company that I worked for like 7 years ago. I didn't drink. It was my first conference with all of these people. We were a technology company, so most everybody was remote, right? And I didn't drink because I don't like to drink with people that I don't know, because I don't know you. Two, I don't know how you guys drink. I don't know how this is going to go. And I didn't want to be the girl who felt like shit the next day because I was downing tequila, right? When I tell you, after that experience, I will never drink at a work event. It was embarrassing for multiple reasons, and it was all of the higher ups. Now, I'm not judging people when they're at conferences, like, let your freak flag fly. But it was my first one, and there were some pretty high executives that were a little bit too close to me, and I was sober, and it was very uncomfortable, men and women.
Yeah.
And like slurring it's just inappropriate. Like, know your audience, like Jules talked about last week. Like, you have to be able to, if you're okay being that person and you think it's funny the next morning or on Monday when you go into work, keep doing it. That's you.
Yeah.
I'm just not that person.
No, 100%. Yeah. And I think also boundaries. I think it was one of like our earlier day episodes when we talked about like social media and how people can judge the social media aspect. And I did say a line saying, if I saw a guy out every night popping bottles, it's not that would be a boundary for me. Like, you do you, but what you do doesn't fit into my lifestyle. Right. Like, I have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I can't be hungover.
She doesn't get home.
But it just doesn't fit with me.
Right.
That's great. Like, I do Pilates, I work out. I don't rage phase often.
But we do.
Like,
when we
go,
want to.
Yeah. It's like, once a month, whatever. We go out, we have dinner, we do dancing, all the things. But I think that's more of a boundary for yourself. And I wouldn't even start dating them. I'd be like,
no, you're
good.
And I also think this is as you're getting older now, right? I feel like in your 20s, if you see somebody like that, even if you are living a different life, if you have an attraction going back to like square peg round hole moment, you try to make it work because you think that there's no one else. I promise you, you are not going to have to set a boundary every single day with the person that you're meant to be with, because it is going to happen seamlessly. Are there still going to be communication about boundaries? Of course, you're two different people. You have past experiences, you have future experiences. You just need to be able to understand, like, what, again, going back to the tolerance even, right?
Yeah.
What are you willing to compromise? What are you willing to put up with? I'm just not a believer in sacrifice anymore for relationships. I think everything can be a compromise. And if you feel you have to sacrifice parts of you that you love, or they have to sacrifice parts of themselves that they love, it's not a good fit. Like, it shouldn't be an uphill battle to make love work.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that sentiment. It's even like layman's terms, guys. Football season comes, guys love to sit on their fucking couch Sunday from like break of dawn to night watching nothing but football. If you as a girl are like, babe, like, again, you're watching football again on Sunday, again with your guy friends. Like, can't we just do something? Can't we just go to brunch? Like, come on. No.
Yeah.
That is their thing.
Yeah.
Like, they are fully invested. It's their hobby. They love to do that with the guys. Let them do that. And this is very layman's terms. It can be other things, Right.
Well, here's the thing though, because
and it goes vice versa. Like,
it does. And because James did say it on our podcast.
Oh, yeah, with the golf.
With the golf. He has that standing tee time, which I think is amazing. Like, why not live your best life if it's something that you want to do and love to do? He was like, if there's something planned ahead of time, though, I'll miss golf.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be this, like, every Saturday we're going to the fucking farmer's market when he has a standing tee time, which I agree with. Like, that would actually be exciting for me if somebody was like, we're watching football all day Sunday. I'm like, beautiful. I'm going to go to Pilates. I'm going to do my laundry. I'm going to clean my apartment. Like, I need a me day. So it's like, you have to find that balance and that compromise, but it's not sacrifice. But if one day on a Sunday that you need to go do something.
And I think it's all conversation. Like, why can't you just all fucking just talk
Communicate.
it out?
Yeah.
Talk it out. But what it is hard is I've been independent for so long, getting back into a routine of like being a girlfriend, not acting a certain way. Like, I've been acting that certain way since 2006, guys. But mind frame of a girlfriend is very sometimes challenging, where I do have to think about the other person. I'm like, oh yes, I do have a boyfriend. Just because I think about, do I have something planned with him this weekend? Let me check the calendar and let me do this, let me do that, And we both deserve a little grace because it's the first time we're dating each other. One, we're learning about each other every single day. And two, it's really my first boyfriend in a very long time. So a little grace. Yeah. On both sides. 100%.
You have to.
But that's the healthy way of going through life. It's not, relationships shouldn't be so combative. I don't want to fight. And if you want to fight, here's the door. I'd rather talk about it.
Now, you also have to not get to the point where talking is exhaustive, because we were watching. Oh my God. Polyamory, Married and Dating.
It's a show from 2012 on Amazon Prime, and this might be a podcast topic sooner or later.
Yes.
but it's about all these polyamorous people, like couples dating couples. Couple has 10 lovers, but all they do is
talk about their emotions.
They fuck and they talk about their emotions.
It is
I was like,
exhausting. It's like we talked about. It's the episode that Samantha becomes a lesbian on Sex and the City, and she's like, all you want to do is talk and take baths or something. She just starts throwing down the plates. I was mentally and emotionally exhausted after it. And
we had to watch a murder documentary afterwards.
I looked at Jules and I said, I have to publicly apologize to every man that I've ever emotionally unloaded on because, oh my God, like I am so sorry. It wasn't about you.
I think
it was probably about me.
Yeah. I will say, like, when I dated that girl for like a quick 3 months of my life, I said to guys, I was like, there is a newfound respect for dating women.
Oh my gosh.
I just, the emotional,
the crying emotional
portion of it.
Yeah. Like the like, oh my God, I'm in my feelings again. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm never happy. After watching this show, every woman should watch it. After watching how these women behave and talk, you're going to look at your boyfriend or your partner and be like, thank you. Thank you. Because when you see it the way that they portrayed in the show, you were literally like, you are the king of my world. Like, do I do that? Like, I kept watching it and I was like, huh. I was like, have I done that before? I don't know. It was very eye-opening. So
you guys have to watch it. It's actually, it's
a good one.
It's an eye opener.
It is.
For sure. You see a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like, it literally is a storyline of like softcore porn.
I don't know how I didn't watch this in 2012. Like, how did I not know?
I don't know. It's like definitely, it was on Skinamax.
But they talk a lot.
Showtime, wasn't it? It's a Showtime. It was Skinamax.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
But in these polyamorous relationships, they're all about rules and boundaries, which is good. You need them because jealousy is rampant and you are, there's a lot of emotions. You're usually in a monogamous relationship, this with two people.
Did you just call me monogamous?
It was like an insult.
It was such an insult. She cried when someone called her, you're acting monogamous.
But imagine like times 4, times 5. Oh my God. Like, no, I can barely handle my shit by myself.
I honestly sometimes need to put loud music in my ears to quiet my own voices because I'm like, shh. I couldn't imagine. I'm like, we'll have to get into this later, but I was just thinking like, there's no alone to talk about alone time. You need some space. You don't get that in that little household.
Yeah. No, 100%. We'll deep dive into this show.
Yeah.
And polyamory. Another episode.
We have to, because I'm like, if I can get through it though, I don't know how much
but
more.
It makes sense. You need boundaries and healthy boundaries. Conversations are key. And there is a slippery slope between hiding behind the term, this is my boundary and I'm protecting you and I'm being this and I'm being that, to controlling.
You also have to explain your boundary. I think that you can't just say, this is my boundary, take it or leave it. Like she mentioned earlier, like ultimatums never work in relationships, FYI, in any capacity. You have to be able to say, listen, this is a boundary for me. I will give you a prime example, okay? A man doesn't apologize to me. I know I talk about this all the time. My boundary would be, listen, I was raised by men who could not admit fault and accountability. And I cannot be with somebody who cannot own when they may do or say something that may have not been with a malicious intent, but it hurt my feelings. It's very simple to say, you know what? You're right. I won't use that again. And I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. It's that simple. Like, I'm not even talking about some big ass apology or big fuck up. Like, I'm talking about something as small as making an inappropriate joke that's not funny. And we talk about this all the time. Like, not that I need you to apologize, but if it affects if it's towards my character or who I am, like, I'm not going to think it's funny.
Yeah.
Especially if it's in a negative context. Now, making fun of me because like I am all over the place and I have high energy and I'm loud as fuck, like, I'm going to laugh because duh. You're welcome. That's why you're with me.
I mean, I make fun of myself all the time. Yeah. We can do that together. And friendly banter is the best.
When you're like laughing and joking with your partner, when it becomes mean or shaming in any capacity, it's not funny.
Yeah. But I even wrote it down. I said, boundaries come from past experiences, which needs to be a longer conversation. Yeah. Why is this a boundary? What can I do to make you feel at ease without losing my integrity, my boundary as myself, like my code of contact?
Yeah.
And you just talk about it. I think that's like when it all comes down to is communication.
100%. And you talked about this.
And sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. Don't a minute. Thank you.
I know, right? It was due.
It was due.
Women or men, if you don't feel like you have the power in that relationship to speak your mind or to express yourself, you're in the fucking wrong relationship.
Leave.
You should feel safe within your relationship to say, hey, this has really been bothering me. Can we talk about it? If you can't even do that, it's not the one.
No.
Run for the hills.
100%. You said it on a previous episode too. Like, triggers are for you.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a trigger, it's a you thing. It's not a them thing. Triggers go hand in hand with boundaries. If you get a trigger, that is not a moment to take that out on your partner. That is to identify within yourself, why is this making me feel this way? And then that enables you to have the boundary conversation. Hey, when XYZ happened, it made me feel XYZ. When I sat and I thought about it, it was actually because XYZ either used to do this or like this is something that really I just can't, stand. You have to be able to identify why. It can't just be a take it or leave it. Like,
yeah, because they're not your ex and they're coming with a different intention. And you just, again, talk about it.
Right. There also has to be support behind it. You can't just say, like, I want you to do this because I want you to. Why does there have to be a reason? That's another.
Well, communication goes both ways. You have to be able to say something. They have to be able to receive it, comprehend it, and then be able to speak their opinion or be able to express themselves in a very good way. Like, communication's hard. You guys have to practice. I practice all the time.
Right. Yeah. And write it out. I know that writing out makes it easier because also another thing that we're really great about is we don't talk in the heat of in the moment. Like, whether it's with friends, whether it's with
I'll walk away.
Family or partners, you have to be able to diffuse the situation, and you can never have a productive change in behavior conversation when you are heightened. That is when the name calling happens and everybody does it and we're all learning. And, you just have to be able to know yourself enough to be like, I need to walk away. I walk away all the time. Like, I have to be the person that's like, I just need a minute.
Yeah. I also think that if you're a person that can't articulate well, like your thoughts, write them down on a piece of paper. It's okay to have a notebook. Yeah. Make sure that you hit all your bullet points, because some people are better writers than speakers. I know I am. Like, I can write way better than if I went into a discussion free balling.
You could also, and one of the things that I use a lot too is sometimes your communication style or words that you use, they may take in a different way because you cannot control how they're going to react to what you're trying to say. So you can try to, in your head, like, well, I thought I was delivering that perfectly. Our first fight.
Yeah.
And she received it completely differently.
Yeah.
When I've had to have more serious conversations with romantic partnerships, is writing it down and just like letting them know, hey, I'm not over here making all these notes because I don't want to miss a point that I have to prove.
Yeah.
It's because I want to make sure that I'm being respectful of you and that I get what I'm trying to say across to you, and feel free to ask more questions, because I think that's the biggest thing is a statement can be said. You mean it this way and they interpret it a different way, kind of like text messaging conversation.
Yeah.
It can still happen in person and open communication.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. But in order
to make sure you're not doing all the things.
Not doing all the things. Do all the things. Just make sure they're with the right person.
Yes.
If you're feeling like you have to do too much, it's probably because it is. You're never too much, by the way. You are never too much for the right person.
Don't change for anybody.
Okay?
Unless your behavior is hurting yourself and hurting others. Yeah.
And you know if that's you. So just don't do that. So.
Yeah. To do all the things.
To do all the things. Carpe diem, bitches.
Thank you for watching this episode of Karaoke Wine. Please like and subscribe.